In front of us, you can now see the new opera house that are being built here in Copenhagen. It's expected to be finished in year 2004.
It's a fantastic crowd. I cannot remember myself having been in a room with so much money, so many great ideas, and even also so much solid business experience. And for me, that's definitely a recipe for success.
I would like now to congratulate the CEOs of the companies who were selected to present in the next days. They represent Denmark's futures, as Carsten was mentioning. But remember, success is not created by money, people create it. The companies that will present in the next days were selected because they have the basic ingredients to become leaders in their fields.
The reason I'm here is I'm the president of the association, so I'm following, that's number 13 Tech Tour, and the role of the Tech Tour is to discover the best technology company in a country. And so I'm here to see in Denmark what the status about the high-tech companies.
Well, I'm Keith Arundel, and I look after the venture capital program in PwC in terms of the technology industry group in Europe. And basically what we're doing here is trying to work with companies which are venture capital backed, fast growth, and which one day might be the Dell or Cisco of the future. These are companies that we've helped all the way from startup. So we're here really to try and spot these companies. And because we're global sponsors of the Tech Tour, which we've been supporting now for about 4 years, our local colleagues on the committee review a lot of companies who would like to present at the Tech Tour. And for me in particular, it's very interesting to see just how active the Danish venture capital community is. I do all the surveys on venture capital investing in Europe for the EVCA, and last year we found that Denmark was actually the number one country in terms of growth in private equity investments in Europe over the past 5 years, which is very interesting.
And why are we here? Well, our experience from previous tours has been excellent. We think that it's a very good opportunity to network with other people that we know and that we like, and also, of course, the basic reason to see a lot of new, interesting high-tech companies.
A number of high-tech companies are already listed on the Copenhagen Stock Exchange and have succeeded in becoming global market players. The secret of their success is first and foremost innovative products and product development.
If you look at some of what I think is going to be forming, some of where innovation is going to happen in the next decade here, I think that mobility is one that is right out there right now, getting every single bit of data, every application and so on, mobile, accessible wherever you are. I think that's going to be very important. I think that's something where there's still room for a lot of innovation. I still think we're looking at version 0.9 of many of these mobile applications, so there's lots of innovation to be had there.
We need mainly capital for brain power and design tools. We're not going to set up any production, but we need highly skilled people.
I think what we will find is a group of people who have been interviewed, filtered, and gone through a due diligence process already previous to their arrival, where we can now sit down and have a really good face-to-face, heart-to-heart, open discussion where they will present and we will be able to share some vision around how we can partner together and provide them with some guidance, as well as learn from them about the local Danish landscape where we should be paying attention as well.
5-minute bus ride ahead of us, so enjoy it.
We'll start by looking at our market. Our market is ASICs. That's application-specific integrated circuits. That's small chips for embedding into small microphones and speakers.
A very warm welcome from us here at Novi Venture Capital. We are delighted to host you this morning.
If you look at the first product, Actigate, the droplet stimulator, I have this device on me right now. So you see, we have tried to make an effort with this device to make it discreet, design it. So it consists of a box here that the patient has outside the body, an implantable part, and a sensor under the heel, which you can see here.
The products we have are mature, they're running in production. So it's really mostly a question about getting the volumes up and getting the special projects and getting the propositions across the table. So really the focus we have is to focus on the revenue and the partnering and the execution. We're developing solutions for German banks so that you can use your banking card to sign your documents and emails. So fairly complex development. We're also very competent in terms of hardware, programming hardware security boxes, and some of the things we've done, for instance, towards chip producers are we have developed some security elements into chip platforms, something that potentially could prevent people from being able to make copy products and protect chip producers.
You probably heard that all the large semiconductor manufacturers, they are running into some problems getting the chips small enough and fast enough. And one of the problems occurring is that is to get the mask of the pattern down onto the wafer in a size which are small enough. And the advantage by using this PEBL is that we can probably avoid the costly deep ultraviolet lasers, and we can essentially work with structure which are down to 10 nanometers.
Colleagues, teasing the A hearty welcome to all of you. We are very glad to see all the members of the European Tech Tour. We're glad to have the opportunity to host part of your visit to Denmark here at RTX Telecom. The mission is for us to be the preferred outsourcing partner in development of advanced both IP and wireless product solutions.
Our focus is on communication applications, in particular in the enterprise storage and data center space, also including telecom data applications. We're building backplane interconnect components, leveraging our own intellectual property as well as intellectual property provided by our partner in the US. And currently under development is a product which we expect will be 1 to 2 generations ahead of the competition.
We are a company offering the possibility to provide live streaming video over existing standard mobile telephones and existing mobile networks. And is something that will come in, should we say, 8-10 years, where it takes over from 2.5G. But we will not wait to generate revenue on video until then. And we will start now, and we will also develop into 3D. Will be useful in 3D because we are simply the best technology. And a couple of next slides will prove why we are the best technology for this service.
I have a short cut from the national news telling about our company. I'll just play that.
The new hearing aid or sound enhancer can be bought at an optician. Something quite new is that the customer can adjust the hearing aid himself by using carefully selected words. Once the sounds are comfortable, the computer downloads the adjustments straight into the hearing aid. International researchers, like here at the Karolinska Institute, have tested the hearing aid.
Look at a country like India and so on. Still a lot of growth has to take place in those countries. And the major challenge what we have for the future is the convergence of fixed, wireless and internet.
We are able to detect pornographic material with a ratio of 99.5%. We are able to analyze roughly 100 pictures a second, 4 times the speed of a movie. And very much as important is that we have the same detection rate of finding out if it's clean content, so letting clean content through. What can we offer? Well, at this moment we offer filtering for the internet. The product can be used for filtering email attachment, that means spam. But the main idea about this product, this engine, is that it's a generic engine. It's capable of analyzing just about any data stream and detecting pornographic content.
Liquid cooling is 10 times as efficient as traditional fan and heat sinks. And you can do it virtually noiseless. Already now, in our R&D, we have prototypes of water cooling systems no bigger than the standard heat sinks available on the market today. And cost-wise, we're getting pretty close to standard cooling solutions today. The second technology is this product. There's a compressor based in the top of this, and the current CPU temperature is minus 21 degrees Celsius as we're speaking right now. We call this thermal acceleration. This temperature allows the CPU to run 100% stable at up to 40% faster clock speed than its rated speed.
Okay.
So we believe that the next generation of Lego is to bring more intelligence into the Lego rig. That means we'll have to have reactions almost like human beings. I think you are involved in, or could be in other companies, at least that take some of those technologies, maybe to more commercialized where cost also play a role. So 5 or 10 years from now, hopefully you'll see intelligent bricks that responds to all what human being responds to. That's our major investment.
We actually have the technology. Our technology is not slideware. It's actual physical hardware, chips, software that we can ship today, that we have been shipping for more than half a year. That is very different, and that's certainly a differentiator in exactly the technology that we are working on.
What we are offering here is a system that ties together the actual manufacturing process by offering a scanner, 3D scanner, modeling software, and a database software that ties it all together.
That is, on average, you have 2.7 read-write devices in a hard disk, and it's a 250 million hard disk market a year as of now. So potentially we're talking about 500 million component market a year. Where prices will end up for these components is difficult to estimate, but we know that our customers are anticipating 20 cents a pop. We're not quite there yet on manufacturing, but we'll get there in time. Whereby a bulk piece of ceramic has been used for these actuator and generator applications. Very often high voltages are required in these applications, so quite often you see bulk pieces of ceramic components being driven at 1,000, 2,000 volts. During the last 10 years, we've seen a new technology emerge whereby you lay the ceramic layers, as we see in this component, and the ceramic layers that you see in this component goes down to 10 microns, whereby you can reduce the voltage required for the components greatly. So the leading components we introduced to the market today are down driven by 10 volts, and that's totally revolutionary to the piece electric market.
You can take it here, there is a magazine inside also.
So in small groups of 2 persons, so we are taking a ride, 2 persons at each seat.
So take down this one. Once more.
Put that here now? Yes, that's correct.
Where are the controls?
Do you want to go with him?
Vi har noget for fra mere.
Oh, that's the easy part. Shake it, shake it.
This one, which is supposed to be attached to here like so, this can shoot 3 balls, but isn't that accurate. Whereas this one, it's more accurate, we can only shoot 1 ball. Yeah.
Okay, so that has to go.
On this, huh? Is it? Where is it?
It wasn't good.
Then, was there anything we could program to go as well?
Can we have?
I will put it on again.
Yeah.
All right, time's up.
Yeah.
Time's up.
You are in the middle of doing the dishes, and somebody asks you, and I don't know who it is, but somebody is asking you, come out and play. Are you the type who says, yes, I will play? You drop the brush and you go out and play. If you're that type, in a little while, when I say when, you will move to this side of the room. Just checking, everyone that's over here was the type that was willing to let go of the brush go out and play, take the consequences, and come back to the cold water. These guys over here, however, was willing to take the consequence of not going out to play immediately, but do the dishes and then go out and play. Right?
But we can speed the process.
What do we have over here? Over here we should have, with some likelihood, unless they're not true to themselves, of course, we had some people who is open mode, very ideaful, willing to take risks and chances.
I was here last year, you know.
And we try to be very conscious about different personalities. So not only do we have the traits and the skills and the different things that people are able to do from their educational background, we also try to mix groups so we take care of their personalities. So of course, an ideal group would not be to have this group to solve anything at all. When it comes to the bottom line, it's all about you, it's all about human beings and having the right people mix at the right task at the right time. Okay, you may sit down.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back on the flight back to Roskilde.
Good morning, everybody. It's a pleasure to be with you this morning here. Looking at the Tech Tour program, it's almost overwhelming in respect to the list of delegates, the site visits, the sponsors, and hopefully also the prospect of those 25 high-tech companies which will have been presented to you at the end of the tour this afternoon. We at DTI see this Tech Tour as a very visible demonstration of the willingness of the European business community to invest in the early stages of new businesses. What is special with this institute is here that we have a long tradition for doing business with small companies.
What we do is quite unique. In principle, it's very simple. We measure the conductivity on materials. And what we have done is just take this very basic thing and scale it down 1,000 times. So what we are doing is microprobes. They are 1,000 times smaller than the conventional technology. Our probes are made from silicon. The normal probes are made from steel pins.
Our R&D primarily works around Bluetooth and DSP. Our latest product includes DSP algorithms. Basically, it's a digital hearing aid engine we have put in. And as you may know, Denmark have many strong connections to the hearing aid market and sophisticated audio processing. And these are some of the spin-offs that we have put into our new product.
And luckily, these days, there are all these worms. That's very nice, because what we have found out is that our new tool, grab it all, kills it. So you are not able to do any harm at all. And we will take it to the marketplace in a couple of weeks. So it's very nice.
Z-Wave, the breakthrough RF-based technology from Zensys. Z-Wave is a wireless RF-based communications protocol designed for residential and light commercial control and status reading applications, enabling power outlets and switches, thermostats, access control, intruder and fire alarms, meter readers and other home control networks to go wireless. Zensys offers the Z-Wave technology, delivered in a single-chip solution. Zensys also offers a range of reference designs and tools, making it easy to develop low-cost, high-quality, wirelessly networked devices for residential and light commercial control and status reading applications.
This is why we chose a way which says to do it in a good way, we need to deliver real data from real users, real experiences, not simulated, not from a backend, but use it in a way where the IT department is able to provide better service, better performance, or simply do more with less. Our customers experienced a 30 to 50% reduction in time spent doing root cause analysis. Our customers have an average, depending on the organization and the user skills, an average time spent on each call to a help desk between 15 and 30 minutes. Deduct 50% and you can do the math yourself on either doing better quality, better service, or simply do more with less. We have a very simple mission statement, very simple way to go to work every morning. Simply just want to become the leading provider of monitoring and tuning software. Simple as that. It's the only thing we need to do every morning we go to work.
Our offering, well, Unispeed has spent a couple of years now, founded in 2000, in developing a tool that has very, very strong attributes in monitoring network traffic. Our first one is the e-business and the internet portals. And what are we doing there? Well, we are basically giving a huge amount of extremely valuable information about consumer behavior. Consumer behavior, is that of interest to anybody? To our customers, it is, because it gives them the ability to basically gain a huge amount of knowledge about the customers, where they're coming from, where they're going, and what are they doing in between.
We are in semiconductor packaging. That is, we are doing packages for semiconductor components. Those components can be optical, electrical, or pure electrical, or mechanical, electrical, that is, MEMS devices. Another key word is wafer scaled. Our stuff is made on wafers, thousands of a time. And another key issue is electrical feed-throughs. Very simple, but needed when you want to encapsulate or package your very delicate chips.
We talked a little bit about them and say, okay, I'll come back with a quote in about a week's time. But remember, I've traveled all the way to England, and 2 devices with me home on a quote. That's not very much. You must have 2 more. And they laughed. They said, how many design engineers do you have? Well, I have 4, and now we only occupy 2. They say, do you know that your competitors in the US have 50 people sitting designing exactly the same device? I said, well, they're not Danish engineers. 3 months later, we had the 4 chips on the table. We manufactured them. They worked first time, and that was Giga. That was how we formed Giga. And we took 20% of the European market doing that.
Today it's my daunting task to bid you all very welcome here. I can assure everybody, if this looks like a swimming pool without water, it's not. So rest assured there will be no water in here all of a sudden.
Even though that we've seen a tremendous decrease in the market within optical communication, we do see that our ODM, optical drop multiplexer, is one of the areas where people believe, companies believe, that we'll see growth in the near future. So we believe that that market will increase from $100 million to $1 billion in year 2006. On a little bit longer term, we see that our our technology will be able to address chip-to-chip interconnect, as I mentioned before, but also interconnect on chip. And this is a device where you see that you have so much information that you want to move from one part of the chip, microprocessor, to another part of the chip, and that could be difficult to do it in the normal way. So companies are working on solutions where you can do it with optical systems from one part of the chip to another part of the chip. But that's the demand there is that you're able to turn the light sharp around corners.
What we're talking about today is basically low-level technology. And I know that you all have been in Legoland yesterday, and in Legoland it's all about bricks. Our technology is also a piece of intelligent brick, and it will come into play when our customers are integrating it on silicon. So our IP building block will go into chip, and the chip will go onto the PCB, and then the PCBs and the products will go out to either consumers or more high-cost products.
For det ligger ud mod vandet. Altså det ligger...
It turned out that the software we have developed to solve this task is a revolutionary way to do what we call web integration. And then what we see coming as the next thing is that we will have what's called application product streams and web services where you're actually integrating enterprises over the internet. And in front of 28 other consortia, we won the project, and our technology came out as the top priority on the technological requirements.
Today we're working together with a Danish database vendor, and they have some old encryption, and it just introduced a major overhead. So it was 160% compared to non-encrypted disk access. When you would retrieve your data or whatever, then you would see this. You can implement it almost no matter how few resources you have in your system, so you can keep your costs down, and then you can have full data protection.
I've really been enjoying the Tech Tour. What I like most about this concept is the fact that before the tour starts, a group of investment advisors and such go through the startups and pick out the ones they think are the most viable. So you start with the best concepts and the best teams. You add to that the fact that the people who come on the Tech Tour actually have to pay to take the tour, have to give up 3 or 4 days of their busy schedules, which means the only people who come here are interested, committed investors, advisors, consultants, people who want to help. The combination of the two, I think, puts a great set of people together for, I think, a high probability of success in a lot of cases.
I think the idea of coming to the Tech Tour was to get a good idea of what's going on here in Denmark, and I must say it was very successful. Great logistics, able to look at the different center of competences, and I think that's probably the highlight of the Tech Tour for me. Realizing that there is actually depth of intellectual property, of innovation in Denmark with some very strong themes which you don't find in all countries, for instance audio or in encryption technologies, plus things more traditional but you might not expect from a smaller country in optics and switching.
And I'm sure that Carsten will remain one of your main contacts when it comes to you coming back to Denmark. So don't hesitate to send him email, request, and he will be your contact. He will forward contact if you have a problem to open doors in Denmark. He will be the central switch for all of us, like any president in any tech tour. It's a club now. So I would like to thank all of you for coming. I know it's still a difficult time for all of us, and to carve out 2 days and to also convince our management that we need to put 3,000 euro in a tech tour is always difficult. I hope that the people who came for the first time at the tech tour, we spread the word and we're happy about it. We're doing our best to pick and choose new people that can really bring something to the rest of the group.